Good evening. My name is Sharitha Massey, and I'm presenting my healthcare intake packet for Three Mountains Regional Hospital for Advanced Healthcare Law and Ethics. I'll start with the ethics of Three Mountains Regional Hospital. We hold ourselves to a high standard and we make sure that our patients are our number one priority. We handle each patient with compassion, commitment, and we hold your information to the highest standard of confidentiality. We approach our duty with honesty, accountability, dignity, and integrity, and ensure all staff and personnel follow all HIPAA and confidentiality privacy laws. The values of Three Mountains Regional Hospital. We here at Three Mountains value you as a patient. We strive to be the best healthcare facility we can possibly be. We give each patient individualized and personalized care dedicated to your specific needs. We will continue to live up to these standards each day, and we will try to make your visit as professional and positive as possible. Included with the presentation is an intake packet. The intake packet includes the documents that need to be read and signed for your new patient intake process. The intake packet, the main purpose of the packet is to get to know who it is we're seeing and possibly treating. The information gathered will be used to create a patient chart. The information is protected by the HIPAA confidentiality agreement. We will only collect information needed to diagnose and treat any current or new illnesses. So that means that we will not just get information from the client just to have information. Any personal information that is gained is going to be strictly used for the charting purposes only. Our privacy policy is put in place to protect the confidential information a patient gives their physician. Your right to privacy is protected, and we here at Three Mountains Regional Hospital follow all federal and state regulations to ensure your safety and privacy. The HIPAA privacy policy, which was put in place to protect the confidentiality of each patient and to guarantee all medical facilities safeguard this private and personal information. The HIPAA Act, which is the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act of '96, ensures that all information provided to your healthcare provider is protected by federal and state law and cannot be shared with anyone without your expressed written consent. Also included in your intake packet is a consent and acknowledgement form. The form is a consent to treatment, which gives us express consent, the medical staff here at the facility, to diagnose and treat any illnesses present or presented at the time of your visit. The consent to payment part of the brochure is to allow us permission to bill your insurance your insurance company, a third-party company, whether it be an outside insurance company, a state-funded insurance company, Medicaid, Medicare, or if you have private insurance of your own. And the patient also agrees to pay any co-payments before services are rendered. The rights and responsibilities section of the consent and acknowledgement form. The patient has the right and responsibility to participate in their treatment and take responsibility for following the medical staff's recommendation and treatment options. The patient also has the right to refuse treatment for any reason, and it needs to be known that this is a very specific part of the consent and acknowledgement form. If there is any treatment that you so choose to refuse, then it is your absolute right to do so. You may be advised against this by your physician or medical team, but it still is your right to refuse any treatment if you choose to do so. And the acknowledgement part is I've read, understood, and agreed to each of the above statements, and I acknowledge and consent to any and all treatment, which still does not take away your right to refuse treatment if you choose to do so at any time. Description and purpose of the intake packet. Included in your intake packet are the important documents needed to prepare your medical chart as well as gain knowledge into your health history. The packet includes a new patient letter, which is a letter from the facility from us letting you know that we are awesomely happy to have you as one of our new patients, and we would like to welcome you aboard as one of our new patients. The HIPAA confidentiality statement, which will be read over, and at the end of the packet, the acknowledgement and consent form will be signed stating that you did receive the HIPAA information. The hospital's privacy pledge, our code of ethics, a living will, is also in the packet. If you choose to fill out the living will and give your advance directives in case something should happen to you, it would be kept on file here with your physician to use at whatever date is needed. The patient consent and acknowledgement form is the last part of the form of the packet. This is the facility promise that is a somewhat of a value and mission statement for the hospital to let you know again and reiterate that we are very serious about our privacy issues here, and we would like to extend that courtesy to you to let you know in a written form that we are very excited to have you as a new patient, and we would most definitely like to make sure that we let you know that your information will be kept to the highest of strictness. No employee will ever discuss your information outside of the physician or for medical purposes. None of your information will be shared outside of the hospital or facility. The only way your information will get shared is with part of your medical team, or with anyone that you would give us written consent to share your medical information with. And this is just basically the facility promise, which is stating that if there are any questions related to any forms in this packet, please feel free to ask any medical or administrative staff. Each form in this packet will be kept strictly confidential and will be collected and handled for the specific purpose of creating your personal medical chart, and will not be shared with any outside agency for any purpose without your written consent. So that is basically just a inside policy and facility promise that we are making to you, along with the privacy pledge and the HIPAA confidentiality pledge law. So thank you very much for joining me for the presentation, and we hope to have a long history with you as a healthy and individualized care patient. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful evening.